thumbs up and turn the joint up. Ham, did you want to say something? Or are we still on this train threesome theory?
No, we definitely not on that. Please.
Okay.
But Aaliyah did ask a question I think has a little bit of legs to it because it was all for the initial question that Explicit brought to the table. Aaliyah, you were saying that are there questions we should or should not ask?
Yeah, because when Explicit started out with the topic, she said that men shouldn't ask this question, or like she doesn't like that men ask about like what you bring to the table. And then Naeem furthered that by saying you shouldn't ask, there's just certain questions you shouldn't ask women. So I just want to know if that standard is applied to men as well. Like there's certain questions that women shouldn't ask men.
Aaliyah, what you think about this? And then Akira, you can get the floor. I think people hate questions they don't got an answer to.
Ooh.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think people I don't like that, because the answer might shock you.
Well, for me, it wasn't about the not having an answer. It was about the type of person who, me personally, in my experience,
Splish, you didn't have an answer. You know that, right?
That's a fact.
I did have an answer.
You started talking about, take this walk with me. You started talking about like success and some other shit that we don't give a fuck about.
No, I never answered the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about like how like
partnership. You say you bring the chairs.
That was the first thing I said, but I never really fully answered the question.
Hey, Explicit. Every time a woman throw that word partnership at me, I duck. I don't want to be associated with that shit at all. And I got good head movement. I got a boxing match on February 28th.
Well,
duck that shit. That shit's scary.
My thing is not necessarily that I don't have an answer to the question. My thing is, in my own experience, the type of men who's asked it, their motive behind asking it is not what truth said.
You said how many men asked you before?
I've been asked that question probably maybe 2 or 3 times, and and when I've been asked it, it's not ever by the guy who, like I said, is financially sound and confident. It's usually the guy who I find out don't really got his shit together.
But like, is there a criteria to ask a question? Like, I didn't know that there was a certain criteria for a person to ask a question. Like,
it's not a criteria. The problem is that, again, they have an ulterior motive.
Okay. And how do we mine that out? Like, how are we able to get to their motive? Like, how are we able to tell
as we
that?
continue to talk and converse, then I find out exactly, oh, this is why he asked me what I bring to the table. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not again, I've never been asked this question by somebody who I deemed as.
Yeah. I'm assuming you answered the question when those guys asked you, the 3 guys.
Yeah.
Okay. What you tell them? I'm just curious. Would you just was like, yeah, this is what I can offer a man, or this is what I can offer a relationship?
Yeah, I just
you told them like the things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like what DJ Hemp said, that your women don't like the questions that they don't have an answer to, which pretty much translate to they don't want to answer that question. They don't like questions they are triggered by, right? And Explicit, she's triggered by it, right? Because she obviously still hasn't answered the question. You can see she's trying to move the goalpost a little bit. A good example of this stuff when it comes down to your women who are triggered by certain questions because of their past is, when you're talking about women with body counts, you're talking about women who ran through, when you're talking about women who has a crazy past, they don't like to bring that up. So when you ask them certain questions, right, they get triggered by it. And once again, you just hear Explicit saying, oh, I wasn't triggered by it. No, I didn't, I have an answer. You just didn't allow me to answer it. But throughout this whole video, she still doesn't even answer the question. It's like she dances around it. We've all seen women who are like Explicit, who just moves the goalposts so they don't have to admit or concede to the point. Explicit is just proving why your men compare your women to children.
I don't have a problem answering the question. Again, it's just about who is asking.
But if True did ask you the question,
to them asking is prove to me that you worthy, and I don't like that.
Splish, well, that's all. Yo, let me ask you, Splish. Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What you bring to the table, beloved?
I'm not answering that question for you because we ain't dating.
Man, secret now. Okay, I got it.
That's cool, but I ain't answering that question for you. We ain't dating.
There you go, man.
But I have an answer to the question.
All right, man. Carrie, you gonna say something?
I just got a topic whenever y'all ready.
But no, I mean, but my thing is this. I was going to let it. Why can't we know what you bring? We got our shit together. Niggas got money, fame. What do you bring to the table?
You married, Hamp married, Mott married, third no.
Naeem ain't married.
This is not a
Naeem
dating
single
show.
as
I'm
Right?
not-
And I ain't got no kids.
My boy
Naeem-
Twin ain't married.
This
Hold on.
is not a dating show. And this is
Naeem,
not
can you
the
ask her, please,
interview.
good
I'm
brother?
not
You're the
about to
only
get
one
on
that
here interviewing.
qualifies. Hold on, Naeem, you
Answer.
qualify to ask the question, good brother. Could you please ask this young lady?
Who?
He don't qualify.
So-
Somebody
Naeem,
sent $5 to me. I asked.
They don't be
I
having
said,
the answers
don't
to
be
it. It's a
saying
tough
that.
question.
Naeem said he doing good. He ain't got no
Say now.
kids.
Do y'all really want to know her answer?
No,
Yeah.
like I don't want
Please,
you.
please. Send
Like
him
this is what I'm
$5.
saying.
It
What
don't even matter.
criteria? What's the criteria
$5
for
hit somebody in the
to be able
check.
to ask
Nah.
a question?
It
It is
Because
not
I
a
don't think
criteria. Again,
I don't think, but
I'm
I don't
only
think he's
speaking from
qualified to
my
ask you
experience.
that question. I don't think he's
I
qualified to
agree.
ask that type of question
Okay, yeah, I agree.
anyway. So like if
Why?
we're gonna talk
Why,
about who
Aaliyah?
should be asking,
Wait. Don't speed past that. Why he not qualified to ask that question, Lee?
I'm
Because
not
he's the
trying
guy.
to do this
Okay,
again.
with all
Like
due
Nah.
respect, with
Hold
all due
on,
respect,
Splish. Hold on, Splish.
You cannot. You gotta. If you say something, you gotta. You gotta elaborate.
not trying to do this again with you 2 weeks
Nah,
ago.
go ahead.
Hold on, let's do this.
Like
Hold up, slow down. Aaliyah, why is Naeem not qualified to ask a woman what she brings to the table?
first of all, he came off saying he's 5'11", size 11. Like that's corny. Like that's whack. Like things like that. Like you should like. Come on, like I'm not even trying to really. I'm not trying to do
No,
this.
talk.
I was just trying to say like it's a broader thing. There is a criteria, I guess, for a certain man to ask a certain question. I'm just trying to mind that part out. Like, what's the criteria for a person to ask a question? I'm not trying to shoot at Naeem. Y'all brought him up saying he could ask the question. As a woman, I disagree. He's not qualified to ask that type of question. And all the rest of the women on the panel agree. Like, he's not qualified. So
Wait. Wait. Hold on. Time out. Because at this point, this is an attack now. This is basically an attack. And you're speaking for other women. Like,
they
see,
said it.
now
No,
I'm holding.
they
See,
said
I don't
it.
like
They
arguing
said
with
it.
women. I'm holding back on the things I could say about her. Like, I'm holding
About
back on the things I can
what?
say about her.
Y'all not arguing. Y'all gonna have a conversation. Y'all
See,
I want to
me
know.
saying me saying I'm 5'11", so you know what I did? That's what I did, right? Because I noticed that women always ask the same question: how tall are you? Who you live with? Blah blah blah. So you know what I did? I started putting it all together. Cause I don't want to ask copying. I don't. So you know what? If I get a girl number, yo, I'm Terrell Naeem Austin, 5'11", 5'11", no kids. I tell her my job, where I'm from, all of that. I knock it out the way in one shot.
Introduce yourself as a
Because they all
dating
gonna ask the same
profile.
thing. What happened?
You introduce yourself as a dating profile. Like
No, I'm talking
Like
about once I
that's
get the phone number. Like I'm saying, like if I
exactly every woman you talk to, you introduce yourself like you want, like it's a date or something. Like you, like this is your profile.
that. Yeah,
And
listen. I don't like to brag
like
about myself because I think that's
you
corny. But
you just
listen,
said
hold on.
that
Let
you
me
cater
talk.
your introduction to what women would ask off rip. You cater your introduction about yourself based off what women
Because
would
they're gonna
ask
ask
you.
it anyway. They're gonna ask it anyway. So I just knock it out the ballpark. I just knock it out the way. And I don't like to brag about myself. That's corny, but I do well for myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you probably been to my page. I'm a pretty nice looking guy. I'm a pretty.
I have not been on
You
your
know what I
page.
mean?
I have not been on your page.
All right.
Thank you, DJ Hemp, for asking that question, because all you did was expose Explicit for being full of shit. Because I mean, once again, why can't you answer the question? So you don't bring anything to the table. Oh well, it has to be a person that I'm gonna be with. And it sounds like, man, you're really not going to get the freaking full package of the woman, which is still only half of it. But you're not going to get that full package until you actually marry the woman, and by that time you're already chopped and screwed. But once again, she said that she tried to answer it earlier. She said she wasn't triggered by the question, but now she can't even answer it. And it's just like this is the mind games, the mental gymnastics that these women will put you through just so they can avoid accountability. And this is why we compare them to children and teenagers. And truth be told, this whole criteria thing is kind of nonsense, because you're essentially telling people that, hey, well, listen, you have to be qualified to protect yourself. That doesn't really make any sense. If you are an average man who is making 50K, 60K, and you get a woman who can make the same thing, y'all can literally live off of that, and you are taking care of your business as a man, you are qualified to ask any question you need to ask to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a bad situation and you're not signing a bad contract, period.
Good. Stay off. Because you probably don't like. I'm gonna be honest. You don't look like the type of. I don't think you like black men. I get that
Come on,
sense.
Naeem,
Do you like black men?
You sound like
Come
the
on,
girls,
you gotta
man.
stay out the way.
Because
Stay out the
the
way.
way
Let us-
My bad.
I remember her talking about the welfare thing. She reminds me of like one of the black girls one of them black girls that probably watch anime and she saw Menace to Society and think all black guys are like she probably saw New Jack City for the first
I'm
time
from
last year.
Brooklyn, New York. I'm from
I know a
Brooklyn, New
lot of
York. Do
fucking
you
geeks
hear
from Brooklyn.
yourself?
That don't mean shit. You probably from Bike
I
Lane,
don't
Brooklyn.
know
You
what
from
you
City
mean.
Bike,
Like
Brooklyn. You don't look like you from like.
I've been first of all, I've been raised by black men. Well, I don't even need to
Well, you're black, so I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
have to
But
qualify myself, but I'll just say I've been raised by black men. I've only ever loved on black men. I've never strayed outside my race. I don't do things like that. That's not me. But you see how you. Anyways,
you don't
I don't
like
know what I've said. I don't
a
know
man
what
from
I've
Brooklyn
said
once said, "We don't
to.
believe you.
That's
You
fine.
need
Nobody
more
has
people."
to believe me. I don't need nobody to believe
Have you
me.
ever fucked
You
a white
need
man?
people to believe you.
You ever
That's
fucked
why
a?
we doing this
Yep.
right now.
Nah.
Everything I'm really who I say I am though. Like there's not. I
Who
tell
said
no
you
lies.
wasn't? Who
I
said you
don't.
wasn't? You trying to prove yourself to who?
You attacked
Me?
me. I didn't
I
blatantly say
didn't
anything.
attack you. I didn't attack you. I
That
just
was an
said you're not
attack.
qualified to ask a question.
That was an
Right.
attack. I'm just saying.
How is that? How is that an attack?
Could I interject real quick?
How many have you ever fucked a white man? Be honest.
Nope.
I don't believe you, but go ahead.
Real quick. So is it true that all the women on the panel are saying that Naeem's not qualified to ask the question? Because I don't want to single out Aaliyah if they all are feeling that
Go
way.
around. Yes or no, real quick.
Ladies.
Splish.
No, he's not.
Akira.
No.
Tamia.
I don't know him enough to say that he's not.
Yes or no, real
qualified.
quick, based on what you know. That's all.
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Okay.
Can I ask Aaliyah? Can I ask you
yes,
this?
real dope.
Who on here is qualified to answer?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the criteria? Like, what's the criteria for a man? If there is a criteria, what is that criteria? Because for me, if it's gonna be a criteria, my criteria for me is like I feel like you pander to women, like I said last week. So I feel like you shouldn't ask what a woman brings to the table because you don't really care what you're gonna take whatever she brings anyway. Like
you got me all fucked up.
So
you got me all.
It's just like
you got me all
shouldn't
fucked
ask
up.
it because you don't care.
I'm the only one on this panel.
You don't care about the standard of woman that comes towards you.
Do you remember? I was the. You're new here.
Anything.
You just got here last week. You just got here last week.
I'm just saying.
You wasn't here when I was the only man.
Last week too. You said
I was the only
man. You said that.
I was the only man on here saying that I would let a woman treat on the first date. Like, you know what I mean? I'm.
You said
like a pander is not gonna say that. I'm the only one on here said I want woman. I want a woman that makes more than me. I want a woman to treat on the first date. Like I'm the only one on here that said that. A panderer is not saying that.
All right, hold up.
You know what I'm saying? Like a panderer is not saying that. Whatever you fucking want to call it.
This is my thing though, Aaliyah, right? Because you said that you easily came to the conclusion that he's not qualified. So then he asked you, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men up here, does any, because you know that he doesn't. So you know what doesn't qualify to ask the question. So what would then? Like, is there any man up here that would be qualified, I guess, to your qualification?
Well, I don't know. I don't know any other. I don't know the men up here for real. But I just feel like a man that is about it, like who stands for something, who has like standards and things of that nature, actually cares about the quality of woman that's coming towards him. He can ask that question. He's allowed to ask that question because it's a question that, I don't think it's a problem with the question in itself. Like, if you want to know what somebody can add value to your life, you should be able to ask that question. A man, a woman, like we should be able to ask these type of questions amongst each other. I just think based off the things that Naeem has said while I've been up here since last week, since I guess me being new is a thing. So from what I've heard him say, he doesn't really have any type of standard for a woman. He doesn't really care. Like he said last week, he'll be at the slut walk. Like we know, he just accept any type of caliber of woman. He doesn't care. So I just don't feel like somebody like him should be asking what you bring to the table because he doesn't care in the first place. So what you asking for?
Okay, so let me just, before we let her open the floor back up. So you called him corny, and so what is your basis for that? Like, what's your grounds for calling him corny? So
you see how he introduced himself like a dating profile? I find that to be corny. Like he could have just, like, everybody you know, this is not a dating panel, so I don't understand why he was like putting himself out as a prospect, as if like, I don't know, like if people from the comments might reach out to him to like want to talk. I don't know like why he presented himself that way, but like everybody else like didn't do that. Like,
okay, all right.
so,
Miss Explicit, right? Can you put your microphone on? Because we just want to ask the women. So you are another one that said that the brother does not qualify to ask that.
See, Naeem, I get it, right? I get it. It's a very, very stupid question or a stupid remark to say. Well, listen, you're not really qualified to ask certain questions. But then when you turn around and you start to pander to women, and you start to say the things that you say on this panel and tell Aaliyah that she does not seem to be the sister that would like black men. Once again, I mean, you start to prove her point. You start to prove her point, and you also kind of prove the point that, man, listen, you need to be disqualified from this damn panel because some of the stuff that you be saying is just, it's wild. It's wild. The amount of female glazing you be doing, brother, it's like, it's almost like, brother, like we don't need you up in this joint, man. You're going to pissing all the men off and they're going to end up jumping on you. But let's continue.
And so I want to know, why doesn't he? Like, what about him disqualifies him from asking you that?
I don't know him personally, but from what I learned in the last 6 weeks that we've been doing this panel, he's not in the same league as me.
Really? And what does that entail?
Like you said, you are a teacher. We all know what like teacher salaries look like. I know you said you a author, but you are exactly the guy who I'm talking about. And no disrespect, I am saying this.
Man, go ahead.
But you are exactly the guy who I'm talking about who asked me this question. And then I'd be like, really? Like, yeah.
Okay. And listen, let me say this before we get to the next lady. Do not talk on my platform with disclaimers. If you got something to say it, no holds barred. All of this electronic.
Right. I don't want to be offended, you know.
If we gonna talk, let's talk like men and women. It is what it is. Miss Akira, you're next up. Can you tell me why you feel like the brother does not qualify to ask this question?
I think for me, it's just the level of intellect, the conversation. I think that's really the whole foundation of asking a woman a question when you can't even have an intellectual, high value conversation. So I think that a lot of times, you know, people don't look at it in that way, but your first impression is everything. So I think that that's what Explicit is trying to say. Like, her impression of him has been made for the past couple of weeks that she's been on this podcast with him, because it's been a lot of lack of intellect. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess for me, it's the lack of intellectual conversations and the fact that it's just not, it doesn't align. When it's unequally yoked, even the conversation, we can't even talk about what I bring to the table because we're not even on the same level. So,
okay.
Can I ask? You got to explain that, because you got to explain.
One more, then you can
go ahead.
Tamia still got it. Oh no, Tamia didn't say nothing.
So guys, I want to point out how Explicit is giving her opinion about Naeem. So I just want to be able to show y'all that she is using discernment. So this is proof that women can use discernment. So there should be no reason why they sitting over here dealing with Pookies and Ray Rays, but they still do it anyway, right? And I get it. Some women will swear up and down, oh, I wouldn't deal with this guy. I wouldn't deal with this guy. You see it with NBA young boy Nick Cannon. So many women will swear up and down they wouldn't mess with them, just to turn around, and as long as they give them some good, as long as they give them some bread, they'll still mess with them. They'll still give them a kid. They'll still marry the guy. But the fact that we still have these women on these panels who swear up and down, oh, you don't know me from this panel, oh, you don't know this, you don't know that, but you see how they act, you see how they present themselves. It's just like, once again, we see what we see, and we can make a judgment call. She's making a judgment call about Naeem. All of these women are making a judgment call about Naeem, so they can use discernment. So this idea that, oh, well, you know, your man switched up on me, your man this, your man that, no, you can pick up on it, and you're just choosing to skip over red flags. Now, a lot of these women on this panel, they do not like this man Naeem. So, I mean, like I guess at some point in time, Naeem kind of has to look in the mirror. But once again, I just kind of want to point out the fact that your women have discernment in this idea that, oh well, he switched up on me he switched up on me when when we was 10 months into the relationship, when we had a child. All of that is BS. They try to absolve themselves from accountability. And the fact that you're saying Naeem is out of your league, but yet you can't even explain what you bring to the table. You can't even tell us what you bring to the table. I mean, it's just like, it's almost like y'all are a match made in heaven if we're just being truthful. Right, we're just being truthful. Man, what league are you in?
Oh yeah,
Mia said that she didn't know.
Touche, my fault.
Hold on. So Naeem, do you want to land your plane, or do you want her to explain?
No. The first thing I want to say about the introduction is because once upon a time I was a really dope podcaster in my city. I've interviewed fucking Shakur Stevenson, who you might heard of this weekend. I've interviewed New Jersey governor, the Newark mayor, fucking I forget the names, Dr. Umar Johnson, a lot of people. So that was like my introduction. I used to start off like, you have to have a personality. You know what I'm saying? So it all kind of meshes. So that was like one of the introductions I would say before I started off the show. But like I said, I forget about things I've done in life. I've done a lot of dope things in life. I forget about the shit. I forgot. So that's where that come from. And secondly, as far as intellectual level, I think I'll probably bring the most unique perspective on here. Like, I think because you're not used to the things I'm saying, is that it's not intellectual. I think you calling somebody a boss is unintellectual. Like, what's wrong? Like, what? Tell me something I said that you can say that didn't sound like. You are like, I'm not, everything I'm up here saying makes sense. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it, like, you know what I mean? Like, tell me something. You gotta say something specifically that I said that sounded like somebody with a low IQ. You gotta say something. Tell me something. You gotta tell me something. Go ahead.
So
name something specifically I said, and go ahead. I won't interrupt anymore. Go ahead.
What you're talking about now, we never asked you for your resume. We never asked you once for your resume. What we're talking about right now is the fact you done went down a whole list of what you've done, the dope things that you've done, right? But that does not change the level of your conversation, sir. So you're sitting up here trying to tell me that just because you did all of these dope things that makes you intellectual. No, we're talking about the substance of certain conversations. If you don't even have certain substance, a substance in the conversation that we're having, then you're not even on the same intellectual level, is what I'm saying. You be all over the place. You can't even stick to one topic because we're on here talking about a specific thing and you running down the dope things that you've done. We never asked you about your podcast. We never asked you who you done sat down and interviewed with. We ain't asked you none of that. We asked you, why do you feel like you're on an intellectual level to have a conversation with a woman like Explicit? Why do you?
I was explaining the introduction that Aaliyah said, because she said, "Why do you introduce yourself?" But secondly, what's so intellectual about Explicit? What did she say that was so groundbreaking to you? What did she say that was like fucking woo? Like, tell me, what is something she said that? And by the way,
I got a question.
This is something I believe in. There's no woman out of my league.
What I'm saying,
the only woman out of my show me a virgin, and I'll show you a woman out of my league. Show me a virgin, and I'll show you a woman out of my league. But go ahead.
What I'm trying to tell you is, just because it looked like you got motion, don't mean you're moving. That's the thing. Just because it looked like you got motion,
don't got motion. I'm not here to brag. I don't got. Listen, I'm not. Listen. You got to understand. I'm only saying these things because of what you and Aaliyah said. I didn't come out the blue and say, "Did you know?" Did I come out the blue and say, "Yo, did I tell you I interviewed Shakur Steve?" Did I say that? I'm defending what y'all was saying.
Nobody cares about your resume, sir. Nobody cares about how you sell yourself.
I was attacked. Like, I was literally attacked, and I'm defending myself. Like, what the fuck? You gotta like, how am I wrong?
I'm saying that.
Let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Akira. So you said that so you feel if a man is not intellectual, he has no value? If he can't articulate himself?
If he cannot articulate himself well,
because you can run into a man that know how to articulate himself, and even women that know how to use the words that need to be used, and they still not on shit. So they still don't have motion, but they can be very articulate. That could go hand in hand. The dope boy might not be articulate, but he has more money and he has more resources than the nigga that went to college. Like,
And I would probably crush you on the IQ test if being 100.
that's a real thing.
Like,
so you're
No, I don't feel that you have to be articulate to be to hold value. I don't feel that you need to be articulate. Some people is not good with talking, and especially we on a platform, and he might not be able to express himself how Truth is able to express himself, or I might not be able to express myself how Explicit is able to express herself. But that don't take nobody.
I think that my perspectives are just different.
That's the difference between me and.
Okay, before you comment, hold on. That's not what she said to me. Like what you just rebutted wasn't actually what she said. She never said that.
Okay, so can you clarify what she? Okay, because I might misinterpret.
She said that she didn't feel that he was intelligent.
About money. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about a man if he has money or whatever the case may be. I'm talking about can he have an intellectual conversation with me to where he can stimulate my mind enough for him to ask me the damn question. What do I bring to the table? That's what I'm saying. You can't even stimulate my mind, sir, and you want to ask me what I bring to the table. That's what I mean. I don't give a damn about how much money he got.
You'll be an easy hit in real life, though. In real life, you'll be an easy hit if you keep it at 100. You'll be easy. You'll be easy. Like you'll be. I know you're on a podcast, so I know you're gonna say, well, but you would be easy. I could tell you would be easy. You'll be a piece of cake.
Please.
You don't have to
one
do
car
that.
conversation and you probably in the back seat in minutes. Like
please. You don't have to do that.
I'm just saying.
It'll never be you. It'll never be you.
The ugliest shit. All right, go ahead.
Hold up. Let's reel it back and let's hold up. Just I get it, and I'm not even listen. Let's reel it back.
I've been on since day. I've never insulted anybody.
I'm not disputing that, bro. No,
I never called nobody corny. I never insulted anybody intellectual.
Last week.
No, Naeem, that's your shit. You love
but I was on the defense. Who called who names first? Now keep it a buck.
First of all, I didn't even.
You called me a pick me, and I called it back.
No. If we watch the tape back, I asked you. I said, "Are you a pan?"
All right, so we're gonna move forward. Hold on, hear me out. All right, cool. So we're gonna move forward. Let's get to the next conversation. And let me just say this. I mean, y'all been a little rough on him, but and it's cool. Like he's a man, he can take it. But we just want to move on to the next topic. Like I said, everybody that's here, let's hit the likes, let's hit the super stickers at the bottom of the screen. And let's turn this chat up. Everybody that's on Instagram, come over to the YouTube channel, Nothing But the Truth Podcast. Anybody that has anybody that has topics, you are more than welcome to put them in the chat. And for everybody that sent the super stickers to me or Hant, man, we really, really appreciate y'all. Let's get a topic, please, besides Naeem and Aaliyah, please. Can we get a topic, please?
Akira says she had one.
Finish the last one.
I know we kind of.
We
What was the last topic?
What questions are off limits per gender?
Yeah, we could have minded that out. Like that's where I was trying to get at, and that's why I was trying to explain. I was not trying to attack him. I was just saying if there's going to be a qualification.
See, here's the thing about Naeem. He lacks self-awareness, right? He lacks self-awareness. He is a highly confident guy, right? And men should be highly confident, right? But then there's confident and then there's delusional, right? Right now, what he is doing, he's trying to overcompensate for being wrong for all of the people on the panel, simply saying, man, brother, you don't match up to what we are looking for in a man, so you really don't qualify. And he's just constantly trying to argue with it. And I get it. You know, when you're a man, you back into the court and you're gonna try to dig yourself out of it. But you're trying to overcompensate, and if anything, it's making you look worse, right? It's making you look worse. Just learn how to concede defeat and just take the advice and work on it, right? Because here's the thing, you're overly confident to the point, man, where you're not even willing to see your own wrong, see where people are saying, hey, listen, this is the categories that you can work in. Oh, well, you know what, you need to tell me this, or well, you need to prove this. It's just like, brother, like if everybody and their mama on the panel disagrees with everything that you say every single week, then once again, it ain't them, it's you. Once again, y'all see me when I'm in my comments going back and forth with some of you guys. If y'all make a great point, right? A lot of times I don't really try to go too deep into the argument. I just kind of just say a few points just to engage with you guys. But there are times where people may call me out, and guess what? Hey, you're right. Hey, no, you right, bro. Hey, definitely gonna make sure I start to do that better next time. Whatever, right? I will go ahead and easily concede defeat because once again, when you're wrong, point blank, period. But when you have guys who are like this, once again, all you do is pander to women all day. But then when all of these women are trying to hold you accountable, trying to tell you that, hey, well, here's the things that you can work on because you're not qualified. Now all of a sudden, well, I think you hate black women. Well, you need to give me better examples. It's like, brother, you see all that whole kissing you doing for these women ain't getting you nowhere. So, I mean, once again, bro, stop the pandering and actually have honest conversations. Naeem, it is also imperative that you self-reflect because everybody on the panel disagrees with everything that you say. But yeah, you're still trying to defend yourself. And once again, I get that as a man, you're going to defend yourself. But when you're wrong, you are wrong. Do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Till the next one.